Hello, Nick, and everyone at Dowdy Construction. My name is Lolo, CEO of 4F Legacy Media, and the purpose for this video today is just to bring you 3 tips and tricks that you guys can implement to your business today to start standing out from the competition in the online space. If by the end of this video you feel like I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve and you want to learn more, feel free to reach back out to me. If you don't, then I just ask that you take these tips and you implement them in your business to start seeing the growth that can happen in the online space. So without further ado, let's jump into your 3 tips today. So we'll start with content. So a lot of what I talk about today, I will relate over to baseball terms. I know we talked about sports last time, so I feel like you'll be able to relate to baseball terms better than terminology in the online and SEO world. So I'll do my best to relate it over so you can understand. But let's go ahead and start off with content. So I want you to think of content just like a baseball team. So every baseball team, you need the right players and the right coaches on the field. So just like content on your website, you want the right keywords and right content going out to your customers. So when they come on here, they can read what you're about, what you do, and really gain credibility from you and trust that you can bring the service that they're looking for. So I see on your website you don't have too much content. You have your name, you have a lot of pictures, which is good. But I would beef up the content to at least 1,000, 1,500 words on your homepage. That way Google can crawl your homepage and it can start pushing it out in the algorithm, and you can be a SEO optimized in Google's eyes. So I see here you have a couple of tabs, which is nice. I would just go in and each tab and add maybe a few more words to keep up the the word count on each page. And for each of your services, maybe add a few words in there of what service entails and how you guys do it better than the rest. Here I see that you guys are almost 20 years in business, so congratulations to that. But as far as content goes, you just need to find the right keywords and beef up the amount of words on your actual website. And then that makes you a little more trustworthy in Google's eyes and allows it to push your web page amongst your competitors, which I'll show you here in a second. So before we start, I just want you to understand what SEO is and why it's so important for your company. So SEO, in essence, is just a practice of optimizing a website to improve its organic / unpaid visibility and ranking on search engines like Google, which is where most of your customers who search up for concrete or construction services will go to. So why is this important? It's important because it increases your online visibility, it builds credibility and trust, it attracts cost-effective and targeted traffic, provides a long-term competitive advantage, and it ultimately helps drive sales and brand awareness by connecting with people when they are actively searching for solutions. So someone who's looking for concrete in their backyard, which business is popping up first, which website are they going to contact, and that's why all this stuff matters. So I'll take over to a quick concrete services Western California Google search. So I was a customer, I put this in, this is what's popping up in my face. So I have the first thing I have here are Google ads. These can be hit or miss sometimes because if you have an ad blocker, then they might not show up. And it's pretty much like to play here. So the more you pay Google, the more they'll put you in these areas. And you have to have a good game plan to be able to run the ads pretty smoothly like you want it to. Because a lot of people run ads, they don't see a return, then they give up on them. You just need a good strategy. But let's move on to the next thing here, and then this puts up our second tip for you guys, and that's to beef up your guys' citations. So a citation is just anywhere where your name, your address, or your business phone number is listed on online directories all over the place. So the more consistent you are with having your what they call the NAP, name, address, phone number, the more you have access in across different directories, the more you look credible in Google's eyes as well. You can think about citation as a jersey and the name and the jersey number that your player has. So if you have a player who has the jersey, number 7, and next to they're wearing a jersey number 10, the following, 8, it can be very confusing on, who represents the number, right? So that's why you want to have consistency across, week after week. Put that player wearing number 8 consistently so people know who number 8 is. And then that's the same for your business. You want to have a consistent AP so people know who and what your business is. You can do this easily by using a couple softwares. I use White Sparks. This allows me to see citations across different businesses. So you can see here a concrete service in Sacramento, about 16 citations. I would recommend you go after all those citations, but then double it so you really start sending out the competition, and then you win by a landslide, because if these guys have 16 and you have 32, who will see you as more credible? Okay, so let's take you over to the next section below the map back. So this is where backlinks are going to come into play, and this is your third and final tip. So updating backlinks and add backlinks to your website. So you can see that Meso Concrete Company, Ace of Concrete, these guys are popping up top 3 in the organic section because their website probably is good, their content good, and they have backlinks point back to them. So let's just check out this website real quick from your competitor. So you can see they have a good amount of content on the homepage. You know, they have a good little hook, what we do. They have a video explaining stuff, why I choose them, their services, concrete. So they have more info on their stuff. So you can see that they have a lot of content on here, and Google loves to, read all that. And if someone's searching up for a concrete patio, Google knows that they do concrete patio because they have it on their website, and then therefore they can push it to the customer. And they have little, call to actions where they can contact you and kind of, ask if you have like a customer service. So these guys are doing it really well. I would recommend you kind of do the same thing. And then I'll show you why backlinks are important to ranking on that first page of Google. Because if you're in the page, you could be a great business, offer great services. But if I'm being real with you, no one's going to see you on the page. They're probably going to be picking the first 3 that are popping up on the first page. So just think of backlinks. I'll relate that over to baseball again. Think of them as a scout. So if you have a really good player on your team, say you're hitting home runs, every single game, you have a scout that comes by, and then you have a couple more scouts that come and talk about you and put press releases about you. That gives you more credibility in people's eyes, and they come and see that person. They follow that person week after week because, a lot of scouts are coming to talk about this person, so they want to see what the hype is about. Same with your website. The more backlinks you have, good backlinks too. You don't want the crappy backlinks. So the more credible scouts spread the word, the more attention and trust your team gets in the league. So the more backlinks your website has, the more credible it looks in Google's eyes, and it pushes it to people to talk about you. So you can see an ADU builder in Sacramento. They don't do exactly what you do, but I just want to show you what a good website kind of looks like. They have about 3,000 backlinks from 1,000 referring domains, bringing them a lot of traffic. And they also are ranking for 1,000 keywords that are also bringing in a lot of organic traffic monthly. And also AI citations, that's a new thing that's been popping up. Love it or hate it, it's going to be here. It can help your business, or it could not help your business. And being SEO optimized plays big into getting recognized. As you can see, they're getting recognized 52 times in AI overview. ChatGPT is even talking about them. So you want to be able to optimize your website and your online presence so you can get seen in these different, search engines and whatnot. So next, I want to take it over to your website and your numbers. So you can see here, you kind of have 0 across the board, which isn't bad. You're just not getting seen. If you want to get seen, you're going to have to, increase your content, increase your backlinks, and make sure citations are consistent across all directories. And you'll see these numbers start popping up. So you're at 0 keywords, you're ranking 0 keywords right now. Your website doesn't have any backlinks, so it's not too credible in Google's eyes right now, which makes sense why it won't be on the first page, unfortunately. But that's fixable with these tips. The beauty of all this is if you don't want to take care of that, that's where we come into play. I love seeing businesses grow, especially in the online space. It's so tricky to kind of maneuver in. We bring that specialty and kind of help bring in some extra leads on the side. So you've been in business for it looks like almost 20 years. So congrats on that again. So you're actually doing something right to still be here. But if you want a little extra and really push your business just a little bit more and stretch those leads in every month, SEO optimization is the way to go in the online space. Okay, so all in all, Dowdy Construction, we talked about 3 tips today, and that was your content, which is going to be your baseball players and your coaches. You want the right ones. You want the right keywords, just like you want the right players. And then next is your citation. So your name, address, phone number listed across all directories online. It's just like the jersey number you have on your players. You want the same jersey on on the same players week after week to be consistent. So you don't confuse your fans, you don't confuse stats, you don't confuse all that, right? That way you don't confuse Google on who you are and what your actual phone number and what your actual name is. And next, we went over the backlinks. So the backlinks are going to be like scouts that come and scout your players. The more scouts the player has, typically the more you hear about them and the more credible they are. And that's the same with your website. The more backlinks you have, the more credible you look in Google's eyes, the more they push you out there to your organic traffic for people who are consistently searching for these services on a daily basis. So when you got all these three tied together, your solid players, your consistent rosters, and scouts hyping you up, your team rises in the standings. So in business terms, that means you rank higher on Google and you get more customers and you get seen a lot more. So if this all sounds good to you, that's all I have. Like I said, take this, implement this in your business. If you're kind of stuck and you need help with this, that's where we come into play. Feel free to reach back out to me at 209-638-9694, or you can find our email on our website at 4flegacymedia.com and I'll learn more. So that's all I have for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.